This is Gene Krebs. Hi there. Oh. Whoosh. And we're high on Ohio.
I think when you look at our tax structure as a whole, there are a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And you have to look at not just one little area, i.e. how high is this tax rate or how low is this tax rate, but what it does as a whole. And what you see in our tax code, and we've put lists of taxes on a whiteboard and all the exemptions and all the deductions, and you see it gets messy very quickly.
Yes.
So what we have to do is go back and try to discern, okay, if we're going to tax, if something is going to be taxed, why is it taxed?
Right.
And if you are going to create some kind of credit or exemption, why?
Right.
And is it doing any good? Many people would be surprised if they saw in our tax code how many loopholes and deductions and credits and things exist. The whole idea is to at least start the conversation so that we can implement some kind of review process in Ohio. Particularly, I think there are two ways of looking at it. Number one, what we have done so far.
Okay.
What is our tax code right now?
Okay.
Let's create some way to be able to look back and analyze everything that's been done up to this point, to be able to suggest changes. And then going forward, how do we review going forward so that we can keep some kind of tax policy, some kind of plan, so that it's not just a piecemeal approach. So I'm not married to exactly how it's done.
Okay.
We're just trying to start the dialogue of how we can get some kind of process that's acceptable. We found plenty of things that I think were just, no one could really find a reason why they existed. You have to find a way to be able to accurately
Measure it, yeah.
I can't tell you how many people have come into my office that say, if you give us this much money for this program, you're going to get a return of 3 to 1. If you do this tax credit, you're going to get a return. I have heard that bannered about time after time after time again, to the point where oftentimes it's not believable. Last year we did show that there was interest in cleaning up the code and getting rid of some of, some parts of our tax code, or changing ones that didn't make sense. What we do going forward, I believe there will be support, and what I'm trying to do is work on an actual process for that, as opposed to it just being a kind of a every 2 years.
Take a hatchet to it.
That's right. And we've had many general assemblies that have gone both ways. It's very hard because our tax structure has changed so much. So the whole idea is, whatever our policy is going to be, let's try to stabilize and have some continuity going forward. Typically, when we work on a tax credit, at least my focus anyway, if we're going to do one, and most of them that come to the General Assembly don't get done, because you're right, there have just been a plethora of tax credit proposals advanced, and you can't possibly do all of them. But I think taking it one by one, and it's really what are you trying to incentivize? What kind of result are you trying to achieve? I don't think we need to be in the process, or should be in the process, of just continually enacting tax credits to enact tax credits. I think it has to be, limited and targeted. It has to be in an area where you really have the need, or have to create the desire. You want to motivate people to do something or further something that isn't being done. I think for proposals where there is maybe some hesitancy as to what the impact will be, or I shouldn't say hesitancy, but we want to be certain that the impact is what we really think it's going to be, I think a sunset clause can be a good idea.
For more about the Center for Community Solutions or their publications, please visit www.communitysolutions.com.